Guys, welcome to the channel. I'm pretty excited to share with you a brand new watch release from Squale. This is the 50 Atmos. It's an all new 50 Atmos in bronze. And I've got a couple different dial colors here, the gray anthracite and then also a brown sunray version. Very, very sharp. Now, before I jump into the video, I do want to give a big shout out to Nauman Watches. They are an AD for Squale and some other very cool brands. And they sent me these two watches specifically to review and to feature for the worldwide release of this model. So big thanks to them. Check out their website. I will put a link in the description to their website. So if you like these Squale watches, you'll know where to purchase them from. So these two models, they are limited to only 65 units each. So as popular of a brand Squale is and as a good of seller the 50 Atmos is in stainless steel, I'm kind of surprised there's only 65. I think these will go very quickly. So let's start with this gray anthracite sunburst dial variant. You can see a very dynamic dial. It catches the light very well. And for the first time, Squale has applied markers throughout the dial. And they're deep filled with C3, so there's very nice green luminescence in low light. And I like the Arabic marker at the 12 o'clock position. I think it's a very legible, clean design. And the date at the 2 o'clock and the crown at the 2 o'clock is also a new feature for this version. So, it's pretty dynamic and the details are here. If you look at the outside ring where the minute track is, you'll see it's printed on 3D concentric circle texturing. So I like that attention to detail. It's very sharp. So now let me show you the brown dial version. I'd have to say I think this one is my pick. I prefer it a little bit more, just slightly more to the gray dial. I like how vivid it is and how, just check out how that plays with the light. Very well done. Now, something cool to note here, if you look at the handset, you'll notice that this has a very deep grain brushing to it that runs the length of each hand and it catches the light. It's a little bit different from the matte finish that's on the anthracite dial. So it's kind of cool that that very small attention to detail that Squale paid to the different color versions. Now, take a look at the bezel. We also have bronze on the bezel and the bezel insert. The bronze is machined in Italy, which is interesting because Squale historically is an Italian company. So I kind of like that tie-in there. Let me show you the bezel action. It's a very clean action, very easy to grip with these large teeth, and it actually has a good quality feel to it. One interesting thing to note, if we look at this bezel in daylight, we kind of have a ghosted or faded look to the indexing, but at night or at low light you can see it's actually loomed with a very thin printing of C3. So it's got a great look to it. And although the bezel doesn't last as long with the luminescence as the dial, I think it's fun to see nonetheless. And especially in daylight, it really doesn't look like there's anything present, but at night it just does kind of surprises you with that cool application. So the movements inside these watches are the ETA 2824-2, so a very nice solid movement from ETA. And I will say that both of these watches have been running 2 chronometer levels of accuracy as long as I've had them. So I've been impressed. Overall, just impressed all the way around. The watches are weighty and hefty. They've got great wrist presence. The finish work is sharp. The details of the dial are very clean. And overall, I think Squale has just done a very nice job of coming out with a brand new version, brand new model in an interesting metal that I think will greatly appeal to dive watch fans. So what would be the negative aspects to this watch? I always say there's no such thing as the perfect watch. I have to stretch, I have to nitpick because the watch is very well done. Like I said, everything about it is enjoyable. If you look at the strap that this is on, it's a nice honey colored leather. It is also made in Italy, same with the case. But it's not a dive ready strap, and this watch is a serious dive watch. It's got 500 meters of water resistance, and the bronze material will develop a really cool, unique patina as it's used in water, specifically salt water. So I think it would have been wise for Squale to include a rubber strap that has matching bronze hardware, so you could immediately use this in water. But then again, that's kind of personal preference. If you're a desk diver, that may not be a big deal to you. Overall, just a really fun watch, really cool release. Limited again to 65 units. So if you like it, I would definitely not hesitate, because I don't think that these will last very long. So again, big thanks to Nauman Watch for sending these really cool bronze 50 Atmos to feature on the channel. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.